I would like to procure the bag.
I wanna be a rich bitch. Penthouse doorman, money, 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 rich bitch. Hey, give me that bag. Rich bitch.
Yes, you're so rich.
Pay me.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, all right, all right, all right. Okay, all
Look
right,
at
all
this
right.
bang moment. Look at this. Like, it's not a bang, but it's
You're
like
giving me the
what we
drama
have.
bangs that I had in high school.
Oh my God. It's like a Disney princess bang. It's like not really a bang.
It's a swoop.
It's a swoop.
It's a swoop.
It's
love.
a swoop. Oh
my
my gosh.
God.
Look at us. Hearted and fresh.
Fresh and roaring to go. I listen.
Okay.
aside of everything going on in multiple industries that we are involved in, I just have had such an insane 2 weeks. It has been a roller coaster of like emotional up and down, and I am so frazzled. I am back on the drinking train.
No, okay.
No,
wait,
I know.
wait.
I'm trying
Well,
to get
back?
off. How back? I was drunk every day last week. I'm fine now. I didn't drink last night. I'm not gonna drink tonight. I'm like totally fine. But I definitely saw a moment where I was like, "You're backsliding." Like my neighbor, I have two personal friends of mine that just moved in across the hall from me, which I love. And one of them came over the other night. And we were just talking, and I finished a significant amount of a bottle of brown things and ate a whole pizza. And I was like, "Bitch, this is what got you to not fit into any of your clothes in 2020. Maybe not do this. Maybe don't."
Did you drink on the rainy day we didn't meet up?
Yes, I did.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, so did I.
Yeah. But I was home
want everyone
alone.
to listen. Right. I wasn't. I was out with I was all over the city. Yikes.
Right.
But I will say, I don't want people at home to think that we do hang. It's just that
we do.
We tried and it did not happen.
And we failed
once or twice.
Yeah.
But wait, didn't we hang out? We hung out like last week, one of those nights. I guess afterwards you drank.
Listen, so much has happened over the last 2 weeks.
Okay,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what day of the week it is. I'm sure we did. I have memory. Yes, because we ran into my friend Catherine and her partner on the street with their puppies, and then you came over and we hung.
And I know we hung out the week before too, I think, but whatever.
Yes. But, oh my God,
we see each other.
We do. We're real in life, in person friends.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, because I think my shock, not that they can see this, but my shocked expression that you've been drinking every day the last kind of week or so, I'm like, what? How? And then I realized the one day I left before the witching hour, and then the second time you were gonna come see us did not happen.
Right.
But
and
I see that you I
had some wine at home while I was watching Killing Eve. Which I didn't realize there was a season 4. I just thought it was I thought there was a 3-season Killing Eve. 3rd season was last. I never watched the 3rd season. So I got to the end of 2 because I rewatched from the beginning again. And I got to see season 3, which was brand new. And it went into season 4. And I was like, wait, what? There's more? Yes. It's, oh God. What a good
how
show.
is it?
It's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, Phoebe Waller-Bridges is just like an icon in general. What a dreamboat. I want to work with her so badly one day, even if it's just to be within close proximity of her, where she looks at me and says hello and introduces herself. That will be enough for me, because I think that she's absolutely fabulous. But Killing Eve is such a good show.
She's everything.
But yeah, that was just me laying on the couch, eating dried mangoes and having wine.
Oh my God. Okay, so we need to, so why do you think is that happening just because it's easy? Is it happening because of, like you said, I'm sure it's a combo.
It's a combo of so many things.
What do you think those things are?
It's like a lot of it is just like the stress and panic of the job insecurity situation right now. Like, and which is also part of the whole roller coaster of the last 2 weeks. I've come so close to like dream jobs. No. And then didn't get them.
So close.
But I was told
like 4 interviews, right? One of them, 4 or 5
interviews for one of them. And I was told from that particular place that like I am on their radar for future, which is great. And I was then told by my recruiter that they constantly have things opening up, because I feel like turnover there is super high. Like I don't know this for sure, but I feel like you go there, and because of brand recognition and name recognition, people work there for like 6 months to a year and they dip out, because with that on your resume, you can go anywhere and do anything.
Ooh, okay.
half the people I work with at one of the other places I'm at frequently all have worked there. So it's giving that vibe. But just so many places that were so close, and I was not banking on, but had my hopes up, which I know better to do as an actor or former actor. You know better than to get your hopes up, but sometimes you can't help it. And it was just
No,
like,
I don't think there's a
so many
problem though with like
things.
being excited, right? I
No,
don't
I
think there's anything
agree.
wrong with that because I don't like that whole thing where they're like, you'll be less disappointed if you don't expect. I'm like, yeah, but or you'll manifest it not happening, or you always just have a bummer attitude. Like, I don't fucking want that shit. So
Yeah,
like,
well,
it's
but
okay to get excited.
I do think that there's something to be said about not getting excited because I spent most of my life not being excited and my feelings were never hurt.
Great.
And like I don't think there's anything wrong with like going into an audition or going into a job interview and being like, I really fucking want this. But then once that interview is over, like it's out of your hands. You can't do anything beyond that
That's
point.
true.
Like, so why dwell on it? Why sit there and like count the dollars that you might be making before you even get an offer, you know? And like right now, because of the money sitch and the need for it, that's kind of what I ended up doing. And then hearing that like, oh, they decided to go for a different candidate, they loved you, but blah 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 blah, was just like doubly disappointing because I was over here with a calculator like, look at how much my life is going to improve.
Oh fuck yeah.
It's fine. I mean,
Yeah.
I just got a deluge of great things this morning from two of my different recruiters that are like, I'm in the mix
Great.
for, which has kind of been the hopeful thing. I've been in the mix for things for weeks. And so it's just a matter of landing something, and that the stress of that and everything else was just like, you know what I feel like visiting tonight? The bottom of a bottle. Glug glug.
Glug glug. There I am.
Yeah, but I
She's
do
at the
feel better.
bottom.
I
Yeah.
do feel okay about it, only because like I've been there before and I'm nowhere near to how bad things were
Right.
at the height of it. And I am very, like I said, last night and tonight, not drinking. And I'm very easily okay with just being like, you know what, I'm not going to do this tonight. And then once I get past the first like 7 days of doing that, then I don't need it or I don't want it. It's just like
Right.
not a thing. So like
Yeah.
I can go, if I can make it
Yeah.
a week without breaking the seal, like we're good for about 4 or 5 months.
There we go. Yes. Yeah, no, even when we went out the other night, it was such a long, fun night. It started at one place, ended 5 other places later. Like, even we were like, I think we're gonna just chill till that wedding we're going to in like 2 days,
Yeah.
Because I have
Oh
to.
my God,
I
we
mean,
both
I'm in
have
the
weddings
party.
coming up too.
Oh my God. Speaking of, I saw the bride at my picket today.
Oh my God, hey girl.
Hey, Tay. Yeah, no, it was a blast to see her. And yeah, we both have weddings coming up. It's kind of wild. I'm in the party of
Not our
I'm excited
weddings,
'cause
but
oh well, yeah, I mean,
I
it's
mean,
cool.
we're not getting married,
So,
but you know.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's fine. I've been married though, so I already been the bride.
She's done a lot.
It's never it's never like always the bridesmaid, never the bride. I'm
Right.
like,
Where
or
is it,
both.
Mike?
Or
Mike,
the
are you home?
groomsmen
Where is it?
also. Yeah, where is it, Mike? No, I'll definitely do it again. I'm not worried about that. I just I've been there. So she's been
Yeah.
around the block. I used to think it was so hot too, like for me to be like, I'm so young and divorced.
I mean,
So
I kind of
young
think
and
that
such a
is
big word to
I think that
say.
is kind of
I think
hot.
that
Like
was really hot.
not in like a sexy let's do it kind of way, but I think it's kind of like you
Work.
got out of a situation you didn't belong in and you weren't happy
Yeah.
in, and you found
Yeah.
agency and autonomy over yourself in your life and came out on the other side even better. And that to me is hot.
Truly. Thank you. And I honestly, during it was a little rough, but honestly, right after I was like, whoa, what is this lightness? What is happening? So
Right.
like,
Why do I feel like a person?
and I won't not for legalities because the shit's done, but years ago. But I will say I didn't really do anything to make it bad. So it was like I got everything I wanted and I got out of it and it was awesome. And I think there's something incredible to say when you hear somebody's like, I'm getting divorced. Don't say, oh, I'm sorry. Say good for you.
Congratulations. I always, anytime someone's like, I'm getting
Truly.
divorced, I'm like, good for you. Congratulations. I am
Yeah, like
pro divorce across the board. Like if the thought has entered your mind, do it.
Yeah, I mean the thing is too, it's like I'm very you know me, man, I'm probably one of the most loyal people in the universe.
Truly.
So my loyalty is never an issue. If somebody does something that is not loyal and they break the literal contract of marriage, or they break something, or they break even trust, or they break even something that's irreplaceable or redeemable, there's no fucking reason I should be there anymore. There's no fucking reason. And I think everyone should think that way. If you're not in a situation where you feel like it's not serving you at all, and this person is actively not serving anything that you're doing, and it's not fitting your life, you got all the goods. Get gone, gal, go, guy, leave. You know what I'm saying? So like,
yeah,
to me, it's like, it's such an interesting thing. And I forget, honestly, that I was all the time. And then sometimes someone will be like, yeah, I just, my blah, blah, blah just got divorced. And so, and I'm like, and they're like, do you have anything to say about it? I'm like, why? They're like, because you did. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. A long time. Why are you bringing that up though? But yeah,
not to make this comparison, but I feel like that about cancer a lot. Like,
yes,
unless I'm talking about it on a podcast or like purposely trying to have that conversation, right?
Yeah.
Then like, it's not something that every day I'm like, I had cancer. I don't wake up thinking like, you survived death. Like,
yes,
that's not like a narrative in my brain. And so like completely relatable content, because I don't go around like, you don't go around being like, hi, I'm Sarah, I'm divorced. Hi, I'm Sarah, I've already been married once and I'm 29 years old.
Oh, I know. So hot. No, it's like so funny. I know. Look how fucking sick. But
supple.
My thing is like baby skin.
Yeah.
That's why I got annulled. It was illegal because I'm a baby. No, I'm just kidding. The thing is that
and the FBI shows up at your ex-husband's house.
Shit to me. Yeah, come for me, bitches. Come through. I'm good.
Yeah.
But like, well, actually, they should come for the ex person, not me.
That's what I said.
But yeah, the thing is, yeah, exactly. The thing is like, it doesn't define me. I don't even fill out when I do like doctor's forms. They're like, I hate that shit. They're like, are you widowed, married, divorced, single, living with? I'm like, bro, what am I always going to be divorced until I'm married again, bitch? Shut the fuck up. I never do. Because I once
cross out all of them.
That's years ago. I don't even know who that person is. Me, that was years ago. It's so silly.
Yeah.
I don't even understand that. And it's the same thing like you're saying with cancer. It's like, I don't even have a book about being divorced. I don't even have any insight, because mine was really different. It's going to be very different than most people's. Mine was not like warning signs, It was like a complete implosion. And I think that like, regardless of my story or your cancer story or anyone's, these are all different. Just because it's in the category doesn't mean it literally has any significance or even any what do you call it, relatability. It really doesn't. Like, everyone's story is so different. So for somebody to ask me about advice on a divorce, it's like, okay, but all these things you're telling me didn't even exist in my situation. So I don't, other than like get a good lawyer, I don't really have like a good, you're like, drink water.
Right.
I don't know.
My version of that is like, go to a specialist. Don't fuck around with a general hospital. Like, find a specialist.
Yeah. No, you're right. Get a good lawyer. You know what I mean?
Right,
and if you can avoid court, do mediation. If you can avoid court, do mediation. Especially if you're the one in the right, just fucking go to, who cares?
Oh yeah. My best friend from high school just did the big D, and like out of court was easy, simple as possible, divided everything. Like, you take the dogs, and take the house, like we'll split the costs. It's like, it's whatever. And it can be so easy. It's when you get into like the multitudes of money and estates and trusts and everything else that it gets, because that's the thing. My little sister,
or you get petty.
Right. My little sister worked for an estate law firm for years, like almost a decade. And she would watch families rip themselves apart over money.
Ugh.
And like, that's not even just divorce. That's like death. So
that's
like,
awful.
Like grandma dies and all of a sudden you're like knives out because of an inheritance somewhere or whatever. And like, it gets crazy, man. Like, if there isn't already a show about that, there should be. I mean, I guess Succession comes close, but like
Succession, I mean, everything. Yeah. No, but I think there's something to say though. What I'm trying to say too is like, I believe in it. I believe in, if you get married to someone, if you're taking all that time and all that effort to have a ceremony, to do the thing, to be legally binded, you have to take that 100% seriously, which I do. I'm not saying like, just get out if you don't feel great. I'm saying like, if it's really bad and detrimental, don't trap yourself in a situation that is hurting you, that is not good for your well-being. No one should go into something being like, this is what I guess is going to happen. Oh, well, it's like, no, listen, it's not worth it. Don't go into anything that you think might end. Don't even fucking try. It's so annoying when you have to end it, especially legally.
I love that your default voice is Fran Drescher always. You're like,
Mr. Sheffield.
But
yeah,
see,
I guess
I'm totally the opposite though, man. I'm like, he wore cargo pants. Divorce him. Leave.
Yeah, well,
get out.
That's the person that hasn't been married. Yes, exactly.
That's
like
a
that
red
makes
flag.
sense. I mean,
he's gonna start beating you any minute.
It's fine. It's fine. And I think everyone has different opinions, but mine, just for the court's sake, everybody listening, for the court of public opinion and the court of law, I truly believe in it. I just don't think you should ever stay in anything that is not right, that is not good, that is harmful to you, especially when the other participant is actively doing it. So
yeah,
choose yourself.
There's also a lot of divorce talk in the zeitgeist right now in the pop culture world because of the Jonas Bro and Sophie Tuck, and like the monstrosity that's all coming out.
No, Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner, you're right. Sophie Tucker is a country singer and was an actor.
Is Sophie Tucker a drag queen? And that's
coming
up on the stage. Sophie Tucker.
Sophie Tucker was an actress. Never mind.
Okay, so we don't even know who the fuck that is, but Sophie Turner and Joe Jonas. Is it Joe? Is it Joe? Is it
Sophie
John?
Tucker, sorry, really quick. Sophie Tucker was an American singer, comedian, actress, and radio personality known for a powerful delivery of comic and risque songs. She was one of the most popular entertainers during the first half of the 20th century.
Ooh, maybe we love her.
We do love her. She's a thick queen. She's a thick queen with some big. She looks like a drag queen, to be perfectly honest. I'm pretty sure I've seen a drag show that.
Maybe that's where tucking came from. The Sophie Tuckers of it all.
The Sophie Tucker. Yeah, but like I don't have a second thought about the Jonas Brothers ever, but my entire TikTok feed this whole week has been like Libra season, villain era, and Jonas Brothers drama, and how the Jonas Brothers were has-beens until they married powerful women, and now they're using them to social climb and get back into relevance, which I think is really an interesting take on all of them.
Yeah, all I know is that they had little purity rings and all this weird stuff. And then
exactly. They came from that weird like bracket of time in pop culture where everyone was like, we have purity rings. It was like Jessica Simpson and the Jonas Brothers and all them that were like, I'm saving myself till marriage.
Well, for what I remember is, and okay, gay. No, I'm just kidding. I don't mean that. But truly. Anyway, that's fine. No, you do.
That's what all the gay kids did in high school, where they're like, I know, because I went to a Catholic school, so everyone was like, I'm saving myself till marriage.
All my male friends from high school that were in shows with me,
and then they're sucking dick behind the bleachers, like, I'm saving myself for marriage.
Or the guy down the stairs, or my teacher. Yeah, so I get it. I'm saving myself for Mr. Belvedere. But my point is, yeah, sure. That isn't always the case.
We're in rare form today.
We are. I think we just don't care. I think we're just we talked the thing where you're just like, I've been drunk for a week, and I'm like, I got divorced
that's the thing. I've been drunk for a week. I'm in crisis mode. I've been like MIA from social media almost entirely for this whole week because I'm just like, I don't have the energy for this. I made 2 TikToks the other day, one about Libra season and villain eras, because I'm so feeling that, like I think actually we talked about this the other day, where it's like Libra's entering this Aries season, whatever, Pluto, some shit, I don't know, are like tired of helping people, tired of not having reciprocity within the relationships, and are entering their villain era because they just don't care anymore. And everyone should be take heed and look out. And I feel that. I'm like, yeah, here comes the steamroller. Everyone get out of the way, or squish.
Yeah, no, I'm a Libra rising, which means what people see
for you too.
Oftentimes is Libs, baby. So I'm a double Virgo. I'm a Virgo moon and sun. We're very calculated. We're very earth. We're very like, this better be fucking perfect, or also like da. But it's my Libra energy that's like, come on, bitch, we cool. We're balanced. Let's talk about it, So thank God for her. But yeah, she's entering her villain area. So So
and the 2 of us together, and then plus Sasha, the 3 of us all entering villain era together. Shit's about to go down.
It's about to go down. Yeah, but okay. So back to Sophie Tucker Turner Tiddlywinks. No, I'm just kidding. Sophie Turner's an icon on a legend.
Tiddlywinks. She is.
Sophie Turner is an icon of legend. She was on Game of Thrones. She was Sasha Fierce. Oh, I mean Sasha, the Queen of the North, or whatever.
She was not Sasha Fierce.
Sansa Stark. I know what she is, but I'm just like now mixing drag queens with this, and I just find it to be more fun.
But Sasha Fierce wasn't a drag queen. That was Beyonce's like alternative.
Oh yeah, Sasha Fierce. Oh yeah, Sasha Velour is the drag.
Sasha Velour,
Sasha
right,
Velour,
okay.
Sasha Fierce, Sansa Stark. Okay, here we go.
Sophie
so Sansa
Tucker.
Stark.
Turner.
Yeah, Sophie Tucker. Yeah, we're unhinged.
Put a fork
today.
in us. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. I love it. To be honest, I'm having a great time. So
Same.
I fought for justice this morning, and now I'm just kiki to kaka. I'm not letting anything just go by. I'm just saying like what it is, and it's hot takes, and we're gonna go with it. So
Yeah.
Sophie Turner Tucker.
Don't cancel us.
Yeah, Sophie Turner Tucker, Tiddlywinks, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. She was married to Joe Jonas, or is currently, but they're separated.
Separated.
Yeah, Joe Jonas is the youngest, I believe, and best looking of the Jonas brothers. And
ooh, we might have a disagreement there.
I don't know. I mean, I don't really have a skin in the game, so you could just tell me whoever you think is, and I'll just be like, okay.
I mean, it's Nick. It's always been Nick.
Okay, cool. I don't even know which one is what, so that sounds good.
He's a Broadway guy. I'm kind of partial for that.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, either way, what I don't really understand is at first when they got separated, everything I heard was like she likes to party. He saw something in the ring light that was unforgivable, or the ring cam, or whatever it's called. You know, those cameras that's like unforgivable, and now they're divorced. But it's like so weird because like all the interviews, it's like she's the one that's like, I'm just a homebody and da da da, and like he's like, yeah. And then she's like, you know, during COVID, obviously this is no dig at yourself, but he was drunk all the time, and she, which is fine. But it's just weird that he's.
What did you call me?
I called you a person who imbibed during 2020. No, I said you imbibe. No, but my thing is like, it's like, okay, it doesn't make her sound terrible. So I'm not really sure what all this is. And then he wasn't denying any. And all these headlines are running like rampant that she's probably doing drugs in front of the house. That's why he's freaking out. Maybe she kissed somebody. You know, this crazy shit is just spiraling. And then he'll be at a concert being like, for what you've heard, I just want to say it's been really hard. He's not saying like the mother of my children does not do drugs. The mother of my children does not da-da-da. It's just very lame. It's just like you wanted people to like you. So
it just feels all very planned, you know?
Yeah.
Like it just feels too curated, narrated, whatever, for it to be real, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then she like went out with Taylor Swift, who used to date him. So odd. And they had like a girls' night. And I don't know, man, this thing is getting just so weird, dude. And also, wasn't she like a baby when he married her? She was like 19.
She was 19
or 20, and,
and he was like 29 or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they had like 2 kids. Like, of course she's partying if she is. Like,
I mean, good for her. She didn't get to have her party days. She was, you know, she was getting it from a Jonas. Like, let her party. Oh God, this whole idea of monogamy is so LOL. I just can't wait for straight people to come around and figure
I know. I mean, I am a monogamous person, but I feel like there's a whole problem with how people have to be, and also like people get thrown into the fire if they like, I don't know, you don't even know first off, you don't know people's situation.
Right. Well,
so why the fuck does that happen?
I think it's just like, I think it's sad that it has become the standard that is impressed upon everyone, as if though everything works for everyone all the time.
Yes, no, I agree. I think it's really wrong. It doesn't work for everyone. There's a lot of things that work for me and that don't work for me day to day, that someone would be like, what? You know, why does that work for you? I'm like, well, that's what works for me. Like, I don't think it's really anyone's say or anyone's call what works for you. And also like, it's always the biggest finger pointing people. Like, I don't give a shit about what anyone else does. Ethical, non-monogamy, polyamory, whatever you want to do, anything, whatever you feel, whatever consenting people want to do, hell to the yeah. That has nothing to do with me. It also doesn't mean that like there's things I'm sure that, like I said, that I do that people would be like, yeah, I don't do that. I'm like, well, I do. So why does that matter? Like, why do you
Right.
care? And it's always the ones that are like, this is not right. This is disturbing me.
God
And
is
they're the ones that you go in
watching.
their closet and it's like the worst shit you've ever seen. Like they're the ones that are like doing the fuckery, you know?
Yeah. And it's all, yeah. I mean, don't get me started on religion, please, because we'll be here all day. But
Oh,
like,
sorry.
no,
Yeah.
no, don't apologize. Just because like that's what I'm saying. Like that type of person is usually the one that's like pointing the finger, being like, Jesus wouldn't like it, but it's like Jesus was a bachelor. What do you think he was doing? Hello.
Yeah. He had 12 dudes that he loved, and then he hung out with hookers, and like he
Yeah.
was just chilling, bro.
And he, first of
Leave him
all,
alone.
he was like Middle Eastern Israeli. Like dude was hung like a fucking Christmas tree. Like he was.
God, where's this?
What's the joke? Like
Yeah, so
like
this is an unhinged episode.
like Jesus was hung like this.
Oh my God, I'm getting my fan out. I am just, oh
Where's
my
my holy
God.
water when you need it?
Holy water, get
Yeah,
me.
I
But
mean,
yeah, this Jonas
there's a
thing is
TikTok that I
soupy.
follow. There's a TikTok that I follow that talks about the queerness of Jesus Christ, and it's my favorite thing in the whole world because
Oh
something
wow.
that they pointed out too is that like there are a lot of references in the Bible to washing feet at
Mm-hmm.
times where it's not appropriate for that to happen. And so
Oh,
there's like a cultural translation from the original text that suggests that that was a sexual act that they just called washing feet. And so
okay.
it's like Jesus went around and washed the feet of all his disciples. Like, bet he did, bitch.
Oh
And
my
his jaw
God. Yeah,
hurt
they have a lot.
afterwards, honey. Like,
As someone who was raised in that Presbyterian-y vibe, he did wash a lot of feet, but it was always like viewed as like it's service because he's a
it sure
humble
is.
whatever. Yeah, but it sounds like it was,
It's a
to,
job called blow.
According to this TikTok scholar, he getting it in,
He getting it in,
So
yeah.
getting it in.
And you
See,
know what?
that's what I mean. It's
Whether
like,
it's true or not, I don't care. That's what I choose to believe because it suits my
no, it's
narrative.
fun. I think that's the whole
Like,
point of having a book that's 2,000 years old that people think should dictate your entire life. How about you get to
yeah.
pick and choose what you like? How about that?
And
Because everyone else seems to do that.
that's always how I've lived my life. I always have picked and choose what I want to believe in and put my energy into. And it's just like I don't want to adhere to like hard set rules 100% of the time. Like obviously I'm not going to go stab
100%.
someone and be like, well, I believed for a minute that it was fine. Like that's not what I'm
No,
saying.
fuck off. No one
Like
thinks that. No,
the baseline wrong things, obviously, like
yeah,
I'm not trying to cross lines here, but like, just like what greater being is there? I don't know, and I don't care. Like there's some kind of universal shit fuffery going on, obviously, with me
a
entering
lot.
my
Yeah.
villain era. So like, you know,
I like how you're like, I believe in the universe and there's like there's things happening because I'm entering my villain era, obviously. And
because
that
I'm
must
entering
be true.
clearly, right, like there's no
But
other
clearly it's
excuse.
real. I'm a villain.
I don't have any excuse to be a cunt this year other than being
Yeah,
like, well,
yeah,
I'm a
yeah.
Libra. So,
Yeah, now I'm a Libra and I am a cunt. Yeah, no,
well, yeah.
I think this truly. I think this morality based shit is always so funny because I think we'd all be good regardless if we're good people. It's not about like what exactly structural thing that you adhere to or anything. It's how you treat other people and how much you love yourself and how much you treat the people that love you. I don't really know what else to say. We don't and how you treat your local community. Like are you doing anything for other people? Are you doing anything that at least are you actively not doing negative things for other people? It's like it's just I don't know, man. We should probably be giving about that. Let's talk about how Jesus flipped tables when he saw gold on him. He's like, this shit is stupid. You know what I mean? Like, where's that guy? Why is
Yeah.
that guy not talking about that incident? Not really
Well, I
pointed
mean,
out that much. I don't know.
I think this also kind of can tie into like social structure. When people have their basic needs taken care of, crime rates go down. Hello.
Because
I
they
just
have
heard
everything they need.
Right. I just
What?
heard something about this the other day, probably on TikTok, if not a podcast, about how Oklahoma tried this, where they gave it was a TikTok. It was some guy like eviscerating someone for saying that landlords need to exist. They don't. Oklahoma did something where they provided housing to people in need, and crime rates went way down. And so, like, the militarized police as we have it would not be necessary if people's basic needs were met. Because why do people do crime? Why are people criming? Because they need money in a non-traditional way for reasons that are probably socially connected, in that they have been disenfranchised in some way. Maybe they had a record to begin with, and that's keeping them down.
Yeah.
I don't believe
the system is broken. My
people
God.
are inherently good. They do bad things because their needs are not being met, and or there's some kind of mental health situation
right, and a lot of times the cycles of abuse are in poverty.
Exactly. But also mental health could be mitigated by having free access to mental health professionals. So it all just comes down to, like, none of us chose to be here. None of us were like, you know what, I'm going to go live on Earth in a capitalistic society. None of us chose that. I saw something of some kids that were suing their parents because they didn't opt to be here, and because things are expensive and terrible, they were suing them. And I was like, that's actually kind of brilliant. Like,
wow, what a read.
No one asked you to be here. But you know, it's very much like, if my, even where we were talking about earlier, where this week has been so up and down, if my basic needs, food, shelter, blah 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 blah, if all of that was guaranteed taken care of, like, I'd be great. I wouldn't be drinking 5 days a week. Well, 5 days in a row, not every week, but, like, you know, that's self-medication, that's self-regulating in a bad way. And
it's self-harm in a way.
And, like, everyone's like, oh, you just want handouts. It's like, no, I don't. I want to be taken care of, because me working 40 hours a week from the time I was 17 years old has not done that in the society in which we live. Because the people at the top are fucking greedy. I've had a job since I was 16, actually 15. Right. My first job was on a work permit. So I, like, wasn't old enough to work, but I went to the city and I got a work permit.
There you go.
Because I wanted to work. So this whole, like, you don't want to work thing, fuck you, it's garbage. But after having done the work thing for 20 some years, and it not panning out because the fucking GOP keeps crashing shit, and greedy people at the top keep ruining shit for people at the bottom, like, let's try something different. Let's try taking care of people as a society, as a social mechanism.
Level. We're not
on
talking
a basic
about
level. I'm not saying buy me an apartment.
Everyone, exactly. Just give you some sort of means to, you know, it's so funny too. Alaska has had universal basic income now for years. They get $1,000 a month just to be there, because they were struggling in terms of.
I would need at least $1,000 a month to live in Alaska.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful. But I was there. I needed to leave.
Yeah. It's just one of those things, though. It's like it worked. You know, people not only lived there, but they were able to afford things. And then, you know, what happens when people have enough money to have their basic needs? They buy things. You know what happens to the economy? It goes up.
It goes up. I remember an article about some CEO, I think in like Portland or Seattle or one of those crunchy fucking cities, where he started every single one of his employees at like $70,000 or $80,000 a year. And everyone was like, you're crazy. Like, you're going to blow your business up and blah, blah, blah. He saw record profits. They kept growing and growing because everyone was taken care of, and they weren't overworked, and they weren't stressed out about their needs. They didn't have to get a second job. That's like why some of these jobs that are coming to me from my recruiters that are paying like absolutely nothing, that are like 2, 4, 6, 8 month commitments, I'm like, no, I'll take this, and in 2 weeks when I get something else, I'm dipping, because you're not paying enough for me to stay. And I think that is what we're seeing with the Gen Z generation, where they're just kind of like dipping out of work because they're like, you know what, you treat me like shit and you don't pay me enough to survive, and I have to have 2 other jobs to get by. If companies would pay their individual employees, invest in their core employees in a way that they didn't have to have a second job, think about how the economy would boom.
Yeah.
No, like fuck universal income. If that's not a thing that we're ever going to legislate into practice, then fine, whatever, cool. But fine. But like, let's talk about paying people a wage that is proportionate to housing and food and inflation. Because if we did that, your company productivity would probably go up, because no one's like, oh, it's 5 o'clock, I need to go change and get to my second job and bartend for 7 hours. Like, and then be back
and
at
I'm
work at
hungover
7 in the
showing up to
morning.
work. Yeah, and I'm exhausted, and my mental health is going down the freaking drain because of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And no
It's
one's
bull.
saying, like, that's the thing. It's the whole like, you don't want to work hard thing is deflection. I don't know about you, but me and you are some of the hardest working people. I'm always fucking pounding the pavement, and so are
Yeah.
you. We're always doing 15 things at the same time. My thing is that it's not about being lazy. It's about knowing that the shit is rigged right now, knowing that the act that doesn't need to be this way. And I think honestly, that goes back to why it's been hot strike summer. And I'm not going to go into strike, what's happening, blah, blah, but that's why, because it's like every single labor field, when it comes to airlines, when it comes to nurses, when it comes to teachers, when it comes to auto workers, when it comes to actors, writers, everybody is on strike or unionizing that doesn't have a union.
Because we're
There's been
getting
so
the
many
shaft.
because we're done, honey. We're over
done,
this.
honey.
It's not working.
And we've talked about this before. There was a big push in the 70s and 80s about the vilification of union work and how it was holding you back and like this and it was done again by design, so that and here we are realizing it and pushing back and saying like, no, actually it's good and fuck you at the top. My parents loved to come up with, my dad specifically loved to come up with little acronyms for things. And I was on the phone with my parents. I call my parents every night. And I was on the phone with them a couple days ago, and my dad had an acronym that was WAIT, wait. And I don't remember what it originally was, and it had something to do with like
workers are
no, it had something to do with like pushing forward and being resilient or whatever. I don't remember. I'll have to ask them what it specifically was. But I was like, I hear you, but to me, WAIT means, why am I trying?
I was gonna say, well, oh, it's terrible.
I mean, but both of those things can be true and are, and it was, we were talking
I
about
was like, is your dad being like, well, or
no.
yeah, no.
He's
being supportive, obviously.
He's
a
super
great person.
supportive. No, they are, but
yeah, he is absolutely.
Yeah, but
oh, it's terrible is pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, but we were talking about like the work environment and like the amount of people looking for jobs or walking out of jobs and all of that. And I don't remember what he said, but I was just like, yeah, but also, why am I trying? Because I can't help but have this like existential crisis watching these kids on TikTok walking out of jobs, where it's like, but why are we trying? If it's a non-end game and no one wins and we all die in the end, why am I spending my time working for nothing, making my life harder?
So thank you for listening to How to Be a Rich Bitch. We're nihilists now. Nothing is no, but
I also think that this is rich bitch mentality, because like,
it is,
by realizing
we can't
this,
stand for this.
Right. It's claiming your worth and saying, I'm not going to do that because that is a waste of time and energy. I'm going to look over here and try and do it this way because I think it's better.
Right. Well, that's why exactly. And that's why it's so important to support the labor movement at this time, because they literally, it's the pulse of literally workers, and we have to make it better or we're going to keep going in this direction. Also, yeah, exactly right. It's like, you have to keep moving, but also you can accept the reality that there is a lot out there that is not fair, that is not okay, that hasn't worked for us in a long time, that we can actively change by being successful, by being our things and changing how things run. And yeah, it's not being a rich bitch to allow that shit into your life, to work for bosses that are psychotic, or work for bosses that don't pay you enough, or work for, companies that don't align. I'm not saying anything, but all I'm saying is I'm safe here, man. All I'm saying is it's not rich bitch behavior to allow that shit in your life. And I understand though, there's a lot of situations where single mother 3 in fucking, some small town somewhere, and has like 3 options to work. It's not fair that that's what's going on with you. And I'm sorry that's happening, but we have to, those of us who have more opportunities too, or more things that are in our fingertips, need to make it different. We need to also publicly, like we're talking about right now, talk about how it does feel very unfair at times. It doesn't mean we're like, I don't want to work. Like, I'm such a hard worker. I work harder than most people I know. That's not the fucking question. The question is it fair what's happening? in general? Should people in the United States be working triple jobs when before that one job could get you a house? How the fuck is that not happening anymore? We're not there anymore. You can't have the house with the picket fence with a blah 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 blah. I don't want that. But like, pretend if I did, this one job wouldn't do it for me, right? You know
No.
what I mean? And that's the issue. It used to be a one job could have a household, be fed and clothed, and everybody's eating, and the rest of the money, if someone has another job, that's great. We can spend and invest in things in our community and our country. But that's not it. People are paycheck to paycheck, multiple parents working. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it's not great. It's
No.
it's really kind of hard to take on too, because I think that's one of the reasons why I'm walking this really strange line of being fucking depressed, because like I am obviously like looking for a home as far as like work is concerned. Like I want a place that I can just be at and grow in and not have to like keep repotting myself at different places,
Right.
like a plant that has outgrown its environment.
Mhm.
But then also looking at what we're talking about and being like, well, it's stacked against me, so why am I wasting my time doing any of this? And the answer is obviously because I have an apartment that I love and I want to pay for and continue to eat
Right.
food. But if there was a choice, god fuck no, I wouldn't be doing this. I'd be like, this makes me happy, like having time carved out of my day to like today was brilliant. I woke up, I did some emails, I got some work stuff done, met up with my neighbor, got a coffee, rearranged part of his apartment, went for a walk,
Love.
went to the gym, came home. I'm seeing you, we're doing the podcast thing. I'm gonna work on the pitch deck and get the final version of it
Yes.
done after this, so we can start that process, and then I'm going to go on a date. And like if that kind of day where I have like pockets of work, like this morning, like maybe 2 hours of work before I went for my coffee thing, this is a couple hours of my day here. If I could make enough money doing that,
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah. And there's no reason why we shouldn't. And people do actually. So that's the other part. People can't. So like, I guess the best way is to navigate, bring yourself to spaces where you are wanted. Work hard at the things that you enjoy. And don't be in places that you're not wanted. It's like, don't fucking try to be aligned with bullshit that doesn't serve you. I mean, a lot of people are fitting themselves into, the wrong area. Like people that are like, I really don't like my boss and I feel like there's abuse in my thing, but I just don't know what else to. No, try to find something different, or try to do something about that person.
Well, and I'll say
It's
too,
just
like
not fair.
actors, myself included, are so guilty of that, because we were trained, I don't know what they're fucking teaching now, but we were trained to be like, you're a triple threat, you can do anything, you need to be able to do everything and insert yourself into every situation so that you can play that part. And first of all, that's not true. That's just like, that's just not. Like pick your thing and run with it, and like let the rest follow. It's like an all ships rising analogy that I use all the time. Like you can't force yourself to be everything for everyone. It's like that whole a friend to all is a friend to none. By being like, oh well, and I still do this even now in my job searches. I'm like, oh well, I know how to do Photoshop, so I'm going to apply for this Photoshop job. Like, no, I'm not that level of Photoshop. Like, I can do it, but like, if you try to make me do some kind of campaign for Adidas, like, it's going to look like I spent 20 minutes on Photoshop.
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, I have a Canva.
I have Canva. And I'm very good at Canva, but I'm also
is the best. Yeah.
Right. But like, I'm also not going to
exactly.
apply for like a senior executive Canva operating person that handles a team of 40. Like, because I've made a couple pieces of content on Canva. But I think there's still like that brain cell in my head that I need to kill. That's like, you don't fit into everything, and that's okay. It's searching for the path that you do fit in and that you do belong in. That is the hard part. But once you do that, like you have so beautifully done, like it's just easy breezy. Not to say again that you don't work hard and that you don't have days that are not easy.
I do work very hard, but yes, like you're saying, I do have consistent things. Even with the strike, I'm pretty much making the same now, because I started to say yes to things that, not that I dislike, but I didn't have to do before, that are still great, that I'm doing also. And I haven't had to really worry about any of those things, but that's because I set it up. So I'm my own boss. I say yes to things because they know I'm the best at it, or I'm the one that's perfect for the campaign or perfect for the brand or perfect for the whatever. I'm also auditioning a lot. I'm also doing the things I love and writing and making creativity and collaborating with people such as yourself on everything. And it's just like, that's enough. But like, that's because I had to set up, okay, these are in a perfect world, a non-strike world, this is what's happening. And then this is what's happening if there is one and I lose this section, I still got all this. And this is what happens if, it's just knowing what you like to do, having backup plans, and then just having them ready to go and declaring your worth that you have proven, right? There's so many things too to speak of you. There's so many things that you have proven that you know how to do. You know how to do social media marketing so well. You know how to brand yourself. You know how to do PR. You know how to do a podcast, obviously. You know how to do speaking, baby, public facing speaking. There's just all these things you know how to do, branding, everything. That, that's like the things like I'm saying. There's things I just know I'm good at and people will pay me for them.
Yeah.
So.
And then it's just, again,
utilize
then
that.
a matter of like finding your lane, where all of
Yep.
those things are relevant and you can do them all.
Yeah.
Which is where I'm at right now.
Yeah, well, luckily, and you know what? Think about, life can be hard. Life can be fantastic and beautiful and stunning, and there's everything in between, and all we can do is the best that we can do, and only only put our energy towards spaces that want us. I don't want to spend time working with people that don't like me, appreciate me, don't or like think I'm threatening in some way. Like there's so many things that you're told to like just nah.
Accept.
And no. Like,
honestly,
not to say if I book something like on set and maybe another co-act, which hasn't been an issue for me, but maybe another co-star, like somebody's like, man, it's like, good luck. Well, I'm here. So I guess you got to get over it because I'm not going to be entertaining that energy. But no. I'm talking about in a situation of a job that's not even giving you the life, vim, and vigor, or like just a booking of any sort that's really just draining on you because of the bad, toxic environment. That's like not it. That's just not it.
It's not it. It really isn't.
Or friends that suck. Don't have those. I don't have any of those. I don't want any of those.
Yeah, I don't have any of those anymore.
Anymore.
Yeah, it's
well, I'm glad that we unpacked that. We've been honestly, this has been kind of unhinged and beautiful at the same time.
I know. Well, I was gonna say there's beauty in the I don't want to say beauty in the breakdown because 1995 or whatever that song came out. There's beauty in the breakdown.
The breakdown.
Let's go.
Garden State. It's like Frau or Frou or something.
Frou. I loved them.
Frou. No, I loved them too. I love that song.
Beauty in the breakdown.
Garden State soundtrack. Yeah. And Natalie Portman of it all.
Beauty in the Breakdown. Who originally did this? Bury Your Dead.
The breakdown.
No, that can't be right.
No, that's not that.
Interesting.
It's Frou.
I can't find it.
Really? Okay, yeah. now it's just turned into more unhinged, and I have to find this. Okay,
yeah, I'm
not gonna play it because I'm not.
Oh, it's called Let Go. That's why.
Let Go. Yeah, Let Go.
Let Go. That's only 2002.
It's fucking
no,
good.
That can't be right.
No, it's true. It's not that long ago. I remember being in college. No, I was in college. It's definitely
we were in high school.
Yeah, we were in high school.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was way.
It wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was very long ago, but it wasn't that long. Okay. Wait a minute. When I was a baby, it came out.
Has a brilliant cover of "Holding Out for a Hero."
Oh, really?
From I think it was the Shrek soundtrack.
Oh, yes.
It's one of my favorite covers. It's so good.
It's great. Oh, I know exactly.
My high school bestie introduced me to them. She loved them.
Well,
and I was like, "It's Britney, bitch," and she was like, "Listen to Frou."
Yeah, I know. You're like coming up. You're like, let's listen to I'm a Slave for You. And she's like, no.
She's like, here's
Frou Frou, though.
Incubus. Listen to this.
Oh, hell yeah. Incubus Make Yourself is one of the best albums possibly.
Oh my God.
Of all
She had
time.
the poster of the guy on her wall, on her bedroom
Oh
wall.
yeah.
And I had Katie
It's so
Holmes
good.
and Gwen Stefani.
Was
I
you
gay? Yeah.
I love that so much though. Gwen Stefani, that era with the pink hair and the bindi and the braces and all the shit going down. I just love Gwen
like,
giving it.
No Doubt, Tragic Kingdom.
Oh,
Like some of the best music ever written. So good.
Sunday Morning.
Sunday Morning. Gwen, if you're listening, we love.
If you're listening, Gwen, thank you.
Please.
We're feeling hella good.
Come and
be
please come and be a guest on our show.
Yeah, we fuck.
Yeah, and Garbage. Those were that was my like.
Shirley.
That's where I lived. I loved me the boy band pop era situation, but like Garbage, and No Doubt were and Green Day were kind of like my life force for a really long time.
Mm-hmm.
God, I loved them. Oh God, whatever happened? I was
they're
so
also
lucky.
good. And they're all still good.
Them. Yeah, I got to see them in concert when I was in middle school on their Warning tour.
Wow.
Good times.
Gel.
Wow.
Gel.
Your face that was so great. You were like, wow.
Wow. Yeah, can you tell I'm like so in recovery?
I know. We're both
crazy days
losing
screaming
it, man.
at HBO.
Yeah, truly. I mean, just today going at the gym made me so sad. Like I've been wanting to go.
Why?
My whole plan for this week, because I don't have any like temp situations lined up for this week, was to go to the gym every day. And I haven't. Today was the first day that I've gone, which is Wednesday. And I was on the floor, like stretching and doing the things. And like stretching has always been easy for me. I'm pretty limber. And like, that there was only like one moment where I was like, wow, I haven't done this for a while. But then I went into like my ab rotation that I do. And like the little bicycle abs that you do, I usually do like 3 sets of 25, not back to back. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't inhale while I was doing it. I had to stop. And I was like, oh, you fat bitch. Come on. Just
I hate
it made me so sad. And then of course, like the gym was so busy that I didn't really get to do everything I wanted to do. So I just did like titties and thighs. But titties and thighs. Episode name
TNT. Unhinged, also unhinged and
I think it could also be are you gay?
Yeah, gay.
Are you gay? Titties and thighs. But yeah, it made me the saddest because I'm like, I used to run like almost every day. I haven't gone running in like over a year. And I used to go to the gym 4 or 5 days a week. I don't do that anymore either. And it's like
you can't start doing it. You can't go from 0 to 100. So just know that.
Right,
you can't just be like, I'm here. Why isn't it all 5 days already? Like, okay, but it's been 1 day. So let's take that you did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? You did it.
Why aren't my titties popping out of my shirt in the good way?
Right? Are you gay? But so seriously though, you have to be a little bit kinder. I understand what you're saying, and I feel all your feelings are valid, but be kinder to yourself because you still went. A lot of people aren't even going. So like, just know that you went. There's a start to this. Like, this is the starting line. Okay. It's a restart. It's a reset. So while all this shenaniganery that you can control is being flim floozies right now, you have the control to go take a walk, then go to the gym, do your thing, and that's it. Just do your thing. And it started today and it'll continue, and enjoy that.
While I put meat in my mouth.
It's not that kind of podcast.
I wish.
I'm a vegan bitch.
I mean, it's vegetarian meat.
No, and I don't care. I don't care. I just won't be putting meat in my mouth on camera because I'm a veg. Okay, that's where I draw the line.
Right. Yeah. Fuck. Well, and you were saying you had you had like a little yoga moment the other night too.
I did. Last night I did one of the hardest settings for. Okay, so shout out to Down Dog Yoga. It's an app that you download. They give you a pay what you can option for the whole year. I pay the full thing because they've been with me for like 3 years during the pandemic. That's what I did. And what you do is you custom your session. So you'll say, I want to work for 35 minutes to 40. I want my shavasana at the end to be this long. I want to focus on I want to do full body, or I want to focus on strengthening arms, strengthening whatever, flexibility, You pick the voice you want. You pick it's all people that recorded and did all the things, and they're all like interesting people from all over the world. And then they make a session for you. They design it for you, and you can project it on your anything on your TV, whatever. And I'll just do it. Or it can be on your laptop, on your phone. It's an app. It's called Down Dog. It's really wonderful. And so I usually do, 2 levels just because I was starting back on it. I used to be like way higher level. And just because I was coming back, I did a smaller level. And then you know what I did? I said, well, this is moving a little slow, which is actually annoying to me. I kind of want to see if I could push it up. So I pushed it up to the max level I can go to. And I did great. It was last night and it was really fun.
Amazing.
But it kicked my ass. I am sore, but it was very fun. And I am very glad I did it. And it was really fun. I love doing it. So
I used to do yoga.
I love yoga. I don't do any of that other stuff you're talking about. I run in the elliptical, but that's about it.
I used to do yoga all the time when I was a little baby. I started doing that in lifting and I was so hot. Oh God, it's just so depressing. But maybe I should get back into it. I never liked the whole like classes at this time and you have to be there at this time.
No, I don't do any of that. I've never even done a yoga class. I've only done down dog yoga, and it was during pandemia. And I realized as a dancer, I used to always look at yoga and be like, okay, salute the sun, whatever. Here, I'm going to do a kick split, whatever you want me to. But then I did it and I was like, this is hard and this is incredible. And it's so calming, yet works your whole body out. It doesn't just make you have like nice arms and a whatever. It's so sickening for your whole body. It's amazing. And I was like, I slept on this. I didn't do this when I was younger. I didn't do any of this. And I just picked it up during COVID. I've never even taken a class. I just use this app. And it's literally, you customize it and you use it when you want. That's literally it. It's called Down Dog. Highly recommend. Not a sponsor, but you should be.
My sister has been a yoga instructor for a very, very long time. And
oh wow.
I did the same thing with yoga too. I was like, ugh, yoga's stupid because I was a dick when I was growing up.
Yeah, I was an idiot.
But then my old gym, RIP on 55th Street, God, it was so glamorous. Had multiple yoga classes a day, and I worked at night, and I just was like, great, I'm going to start going in the morning. And I had the same reaction. I was like, oh, this is fucking hard. This isn't like a stretch class. Because in my mind, I was like, okay,
it looks like that. It looks like it is.
It totally does. It absolutely is not, especially when you're holding warrior poses and you're like about ready to throw up, like Jesus.
Yeah.
But like, I remember going into that first class, we had like this long-haired hippy dippy guy in like the harem pants and like, low rise harem pants where like his pubes were hanging out and shit. God, I loved him. But I remember I remember going into this being like, okay, yeah, whatever, I'll do this and then I'll go do some cardio and I'll do some weights. And by the end of the class, I was dead. I could not move. I could not move. I was on the floor and was like, wait, help. Can you help me get up, please?
That's the best, though.
Yeah, I mean, except for when you have to get home.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, because I do this in my living room and I'm like, oh my God, this was so iconic. I'm destroyed.
I have room, except for this giant rug right here. My neighbors were getting rid of it, and I was like, I want to see if it fits in my living room.
Yeah,
it takes up the whole living room. And I don't want that. I love my wood floors. I have like the pre-war parquet original flooring. I don't want
we love that shit. Yeah, no. Yeah.
So if this was gone, I could totally do yoga in here. Easy breezy.
Yeah.
Beautiful cover.
Girl. But yeah, that's the thing. You should just consider that, because like that changes my life. You do that like 3 or 4 times a week, you're fucking looking sickening in no time. It's wild.
Oh, I need to, because I'm looking sickening in the bad way right now.
But we're making something that's super sickening.
We're making something that's super sickening. Not to do a pitch or anything.
Not to do anything like that. Yeah, never. But yeah, well, this was fun and unhinged, and I think I
loved it. I think we've come down our serotonin right by now.
Right. I'm like,
the day is starting to hit me, and I'm feeling like just Exactly. And now I have to go be charming on a date, which I'm like
Oh
looking
my
forward
God.
to.
We have
But
to off whatever, talk about that. I'm excited.
we sure do.
Okay. Well, thank you guys for tuning in to I Want to Be a Rich Bitch
To whatever
Spiral Edition.
to whatever this is. Right.
But
This is
sometimes
the
when you've had
existential crisis episode.
yes, but just remember we're all in this together, regardless of the situation. So always have friends around, always speak to people, and you know what? We love you guys.
And never be
put the
afraid to
money on the
ask
fucking table.
and never be afraid to ask for help.
That too. Pay me though.
You're so rich.
Pay me.